Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Command Core studio. Welcome to the show. Okay, so 2025 is just around the corner, and a new year of Magic is going to be coming with new sets and new possibilities and new worries for many players out there. We're going to be talking about now the sets that are coming out next year and the details on that, when they're coming out, what sets they're going to be, what's going to be in them potentially. Let's jump into that. So Commander's Herald actually put out an article on this and actually kind of just laid everything out, which really helps a lot because, yeah, sometimes Wizards put out, like their own little article, and sometimes they just announce something and other people have to actually put things out to kind of sort what's going on and where. Let's jump into it. Now, a quick look here, we can actually see just around when things are coming out. We'll go into the details of each of these. We've got Aetherdrift, Tarkir Dragonstorm, Final Fantasy, and we'll dig into that and Marvel's Spiderman here in a little bit, Edge of Eternities, and another Universe Beyond set that has not been announced. We'll jump into the Universe Beyond stuff specifically when we get there. But yeah, we have dates for the first 4, not the last 2. Let's move into it. So, Renton, Washington. Among the tournament excitements and flurry of announcements that came out, they recently concluded MagicCon Vegas. Wizards of the Coast officials also revealed the most detailed look yet, the Slave 2025 set releases and major events. So yeah, also some Command Fests have been revealed too, so we'll get into that as well. Maybe one will be near you. Here's the list of releases coming out as the calendar flips to 2025 with official log lines for each. Innistrad Remastered. So this is one that actually wasn't on the one above, but we are getting a remastered set, essentially, of Innistrad. That includes all the different Innistrad times that we've been there and the cards from there. A lot of iconic cards. Here's a descriptor real quick. Innistrad Remastered will bring everything that Magic fans love about this gothic horror set into one curated draftable set. So again, they've done this before with other ones as well. I think, what was it, Ravnica Remastered they did. Now we get Innistrad Remastered. Obviously there could be some good chase cards from there as well. I think, actually, Edgar Markov is getting printed in there, even though it was never... it's in the Innistrad universe, right, but wasn't printed in an Innistrad set. So it's kind of like anything that is Innistrad will be there potentially. So there you go. Any high important cards, I would assume. But yeah, that is coming early January. Not too far after that, though, like less than a month later, we get Aetherdrift. Now, Aetherdrift is a high-speed, high-stakes death race across 3 different planes. Magic players can choose their racer with 10 two-color aligned teams, from goblins to insects, as they fight for the finish line and chance to win the coveted trophy, the Aether Spark. Yeah, anyone else thinking of, wacky racers? Was that the show back in the day? Like, a long time ago? Like, way before my time, even, but I think there was, reruns. But yeah, no, that Mad Max kind of vibes as well. I like that it's a 2-color aligned team, so we are getting, again, a 2-color set that's got some interesting support for that. So if you've got a 2-color deck, or, anything more than 2-color deck, I guess, as well, you could expect some, or a 2-color theme deck, the Nib Mizzet one as well. Make sure you check out this set. It's going to be exciting, I am sure. Going to be different. I'm sure we're going to get some vehicles from there as well. Yeah, that's got to be something. And actually, I believe we actually do have some previews that I will jump into Aetherdrift really quick. I've already talked about these, but we've got, yes, some vehicles. There you go. And also constructs, as well as Duretti coming back as well. So we already have seen these 3 cards revealed. I actually already did an episode where I talked about these 3 cards, so I'm not going to go too much into detail on these. Just, yeah, vehicles, constructs, Duretti. There you go. If you want to check out those cards, make sure you check them out at some point. But these are the only cards I believe that we've seen so far from next year. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong on that, though. Next up, though, let's move on to Tarkir Dragonstorm with a release date in mid-April, April 11, 2025. Players will return to the beloved world of Tarkir with Tarkir Dragonstorm. Building from Magic's original Visit the Plane, Tarkir Dragonstorm will deliver on 2 important elements: factionalized clans and gameplay in Dragons Now Reborn. Dragons are pouring out through Dragonstorms all over Tarkir, and players will see the return of Sarkhan and Ugin. Okay, so Ugin coming back, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, this is going to be, apparently, a return to Tarkir, which many players out there, myself included, I came back to Magic around the time of Tarkir. Actually, well, a little before that too. But Tarkir was one of the these sets that I definitely remember when my time of coming back into Magic, because it was very memorable. Like 3 color combinations, different teams of combinations and clans and gameplay. It was really cool. Just seeing the actual set back then and kind of the mechanics, I really liked it. I really thought that, like, the interesting concept of, like, if history went this way or that way, kind of what happened with everything, that was pretty cool. I thought it was a really well done set, and there are many fans of Tarkir out there, so seeing a return to it, which what was that? Was that back in like 2018, 2017, maybe a little before that even? Like, it's been a while, but Tarkir is definitely one that players have talked about getting back to at some point. So yeah, Tarkir Dragonstorm, I think it's going to be a good set coming back to that one, and a lot of dragons. If you're an Ur-Dragon fan out there, or if you've got Miriam or any of the other Dragon tribal decks out there, you're going to be getting a lot of support, I am sure. So I'm some really exciting commanders from this as well. I'm expecting some exciting commanders, I should say. So pretty cool. Moving on, and this is where things kind of take a giant change, and I already kind of an episode where I talked about kind of the future of Magic and the change in Magic, and oh goodness gracious. All right, really quick, yeah, if you're a fan of Universes Beyond, that's great. If you're not a fan of it, like myself, then you know what, that's just it's how Magic is going to be in the future. It's the direction that Magic is going, and there are certain things that we can do to maybe alleviate some of the distaste of Universes Beyond, and I have done some episodes on Wizards and their stance on proxying and proxy promise, and yeah, I'm definitely going to be working as hard as I can with the proxy promise stuff moving forward, and my goal is to again, if players want it still moving forward, to be making, proxy versions of these cards that are more Magic, quote-unquote Magic IP inspired cards, essentially. So when we do get exciting commanders, and there's bound to be very exciting commanders from these sets coming out, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of them. I'm going to be working hard to bring to anyone who would like them some proxy versions that are more Magic IP inspired of what I'm sure we're going to be getting from Final Fantasy. I'm sure there's going to be Sephiroth and Cloud and lots of exciting ones. Titus, yeah, lots of cool, beloved Final Fantasy characters. Lightning. Lots of amazing ones. Yeah, there's a lot of great characters from Final Fantasy. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of exciting commanders around them. But again, if you don't feel like playing with Universes Beyond cards, like I typically don't like to do either, then I'm going to be trying to provide an option for people moving forward. So yeah, and a free option at that. All you got to do is download the PDFs and print them, and there you go. Yeah, proxies for you. Okay, regardless, here we go. The beloved Final Fantasy series comes to Magic the Gathering as a tentpole booster release on June 13, 2025. The set will encompass each main Final Fantasy game that has been released to date, from the original Final Fantasy to the recently released Final Fantasy 16. The set will also be available to play digitally on Magic the Gathering Arena. And again, this actually does mark, I believe, and correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on this, the very first Universes Beyond set that is coming to Standard itself. Yeah, so that is a major change. There you go. All right, Edge of Eternities, release date August 1st, 2025. So this is, again, coming out in, mid to late next year. In August, players will revisit the Edge. We'll visit the Edge. We've never been to the Edge. I was like, we've been to the Edge? A science fantasy setting that sits outside of the multiverse, bordering the entirety of the Blind Eternities. Which, Blind Eternities, for players that are maybe new to Magic, is more like space, is essentially what the Blind Eternities essentially is in Magic, although I'm sure we're gonna get some lore mages out there. They're like, that's not quite true, and that's just how I think of it. It's like, yeah, it's basically space. It's just things in between the multiverses, okay? All right, in the Edge, there are stars of mana and Aether, worlds that orbit them, and spaceships that travel between solar systems. Edge of Eternities follows a team of salvagers as they explore Sothara, a galaxy that is centered around a slowly collapsing star. Okay, so maybe more complex than space, but still, it looks like a space set, essentially, so there you go. It looks like a space whale, which is flying, which is not surprising, I guess, because, again, we do have flying whales already in Magic. But, yeah, it looks pretty cool. Okay, there you go. So, yeah, a brand new setting for Magic, which is interesting. Yeah, Magic to space. There you go. Again, a Magic IP, though. Unlike Magic the Gathering, Marvel's Spider-Man. Here we go. Okay, so, again, if you're a fan of Spider-Man, if you're a fan of Universes Beyond, great. If you're not, there will be Proxy Promise on this as well. And there's going to be a lot of exciting commanders from this too. So again, if you want more Magic IP-inspired commanders, make sure and look out for that as well. I'm sure I have some episodes on that when we get there, which is a while away. This has not been announced as to when it is actually coming out. I assume fall of next year, but we shall see. 2025 Universe Beyond brings Marvel's Spider-Man to Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering, Marvel Spider-Man will be the first tentpole booster set to release in a multi-year collaboration with Marvel. So, yeah, we are getting a multi-year collaboration release. I heard somewhere, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on this, there are going to be 3 Marvel sets, I believe, that we're going to be getting over the years. Spider-Man's the first one. Could be X-Men at some point, maybe Avengers at some point as well. Unsure, but yeah, this is kind of what we're in for Magic moving forward. Again, Proxy Promise if you are into that. Magic's IP-inspired cards coming soon to you in case you don't. And by soon, I mean when this comes out, I guess, and a little after that, because I need some time to do that. But yes, if you're not a fan of Universe Beyond, there you go. All right, and then to be announced, Universes Beyond release 2025. Wizards of the Coast announced a Universe Beyond set release in 2025 with more details to be announced at a later date. So this has not actually been revealed as to what it is. We've got all the other 5 main sets for next year revealed. Again, Aetherdrift. Oh my goodness. Okay. We got so many things to talk about. Okay, Aetherdrift, Tarkir, Final Fantasy, then Edge of Eternities, and then Marvel Spider-Man. And then we don't know what that last one is going to be, but again, it is going to be Universes Beyond. So outside of the Magic Universe, but now, again, legal in basically all formats moving forward. So there you go. So in this year, we have 3 in Universe Magic and 3 outside of Universe Magic. And again, I'll say it one more time, Proxy Promise, if you want it for those cards, for the commanders at least, that will be something that's more Magic IP inspired. Okay, so now, regarding the high anticipated Final Fantasy, there's some more information here in this article. If you'd like to read up on that, if you're a Final Fantasy fan and want that in the game as well, go for it. Read into that as well. And there's also, I think, a little early reveal trailer you can get in there too. Again, I'll be linking this article below. That being said, okay, we do have some information about MagicCons, so let's just go over that quickly. February 21st through 23rd of next year is going to be MagicCon Chicago, featuring the first Pro Tour of the 2025 season. So if you're around that area or in the Midwest or whatnot, that might be one for you to visit. Or if you want to make a trip to Chicago, it's absolutely lovely in February. Not quite. Sometimes. I actually lived in Chicago for a little bit, and yeah, it is the Windy City for a reason. It's lovely if you like seeing snow and being very cold. So there you go. Chicago. Love you. Okay. Las Vegas. Yeah, Las Vegas is now like a yearly thing. I mean, it's just been happening now every year for a while now. MagicCon Las Vegas, June 20th through 22nd. This year was a bit later than that, actually. I think this is where they announced most of these things, actually, was Las Vegas. That being said, June is going to be quite hot in Las Vegas, so you're going to be indoors quite a bit. But yes, Las Vegas, second Pro Tour of the season as well. It is the biggest, I believe every single time, essentially, it's the biggest event of the year when it comes to Magic the Gathering. So there you go. If you're looking forward to that, go for it. All right, and then the last one is going to be September 26th through 28th in Atlanta, which would be lovely around that time of the year in late September. So there you go. You know, cold in Chicago, too hot in Las Vegas, and then just the right temperature in between in Atlanta. So there you go. Third Pro Tour of the season then. So again, we do have 3 MagicCons, all of which are apparently going to be in the United States this year. Unfortunately, none outside the United States this year for those of you that are out there in Europe or anywhere else, essentially. But yes, so that is just how it is right now. Apparently, some big changes happening this year. I guess they just said that. With the announcement of next year's MagicCons, Wizards of the Coast also revealed the plans are in place to host the first MagicCon of 2026 in Europe. So there you go. So though they don't have any this year in 2025, 2026 will have the first MagicCon next year in Europe. So there you go. So again, we do have some really exciting things coming out next year. Some things that might be a bit scary or not exactly what some players want when it comes to Universes Beyond. Kind of really taking over, again, literally half of things moving forward right now are Universes Beyond, which, you know, again, gonna be honest, to me, that's not appealing to me. It's not something that I enjoy. I don't think that that's, to me, something that really appeals to me. It's not something that I personally like for the direction of Magic really at all. In fact, it just kind of, it deteriorates the Magic IP to myself, to me, it deteriorates the Magic IP. And actually, I will try to remember to link, I believe it was Sam from Rhystic Study who had a post that really kind of summed things up for many of us out there in a very well-written way. Sam's very, very good at writing. Myself, not too good myself. So it really does sum things up. It's called, I believe, The Foundation is Rotten. Your Foundation is Rotten, something around there. And yeah, it's fantastic. Make sure you check that out in the comments below, in the description below. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of exciting things to look forward to. And again, I'm sure I'm not trying to take things away from those of you out there that are excited about Universes Beyond, excited about Final Fantasy, Marvel, and whatever the last one is. It's just that, yeah, that does take away the Magic experience from some people who aren't, fans of Universes Beyond and don't necessarily want outside IPs within the Fortnite-ification, quote unquote, of Magic, essentially, that is happening right now. And again, for those of you that are like me and don't necessarily want to play with those kinds of cards, I will try, again, my best this upcoming year to be on top of things and to, again, continue the proxy promise since Wizards isn't continuing that themselves. So, yeah, there will be, again, Magic IP-inspired downloadable and printable cards for you moving forward, as long as I'm able to do that. So, and as long as all you want that. So there you go. And actually, if you do want some of that, well, I already have the proxy promise cards for, at this point, my goodness, I believe Marvel, the one that just came out, the 5 cards, D&D, the movie ones, as well as Lara Croft Tomb Raider, and at this point, Fallout might be out as well for the commanders themselves, so I'll try to make sure I link in the description below the Dropbox link for that as well. Make sure you check out the episodes too, but yeah, there's a Dropbox link, if I remember to do this properly, in the description below as well. Lots of links in the description for this episode. But yeah, there should be a Dropbox link where you can, check out those PDFs, check out the Proxy Promise cards, the Magic-inspired versions of Universes Beyond cards, and yeah, I'll try to stay on top of things moving forward. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. Comment below with your thoughts on it, and of course, as always, thanks again, and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. We also have a ton of brand new t-shirt designs in stock, so make sure you check out those as well. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.